Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to Snowrunner, a game I haven't played for a while. We're going to jump back into it. It is really a lot like the American Truck Simulator game that I've been so obsessed with lately, but this game is all off-road, so similar but different. So we have, it's been so long since I've played, I don't remember the controls, don't remember how to get around, so going to have to refresh myself just a little bit. I do need to head to the quarry. Here's the plan here, just so you know what I'm working on. This is the Asov 64131, considered to be the best vehicle in the game. And it's still stock. I would like to upgrade it. There are 4 upgrades in the game. So the truck itself costs $93,800. And many say it's the best in the game, even stock. And it changed it for me. It made it so I could get around. So many people were frustrated with the game and just quit early because everything gets stuck. I was told online by someone to sell everything I had, go over to Russia, pick up this truck, and bring it back, which is exactly what I did. So I used that for a bunch of different jobs and missions and maps. And now what I really want to do is do some upgrades. And so there are 2 engine upgrades, both in Russia, one in the quarry, one in Zimengorsk, and then 2 gearboxes, one in Wisconsin and one in Alaska. There's 2 levels. One is it's called the fine-tuned level, so it's like an upgrade. And then there's an advanced or special level, which is above that. So no reason to really get all 4. Though I still may. So my challenge to myself is get all 4, at least the 2 best, but try to get all 4 upgrades for this truck and see how it does with the upgrades compared to stock. Now, one thing about this game is nothing is simple. So it's a huge... So I'm even on the wrong map. I don't know, when I played months ago, I ended up in Drowned Lands in Russia. I need to get over to the quarry, and that's where I'll pick up the first upgrade, and then go to Zimengorsk and pick up the next upgrade. Then I have to jump over to either Alaska or Wisconsin to pick up the other 2. So nothing's going to be easy, and one thing that I discovered... just getting through the terrain is a challenge. Deciding which gear to be in and which route to take. I love it. It's so different. American Truck Simulator, I'm driving on the streets and the freeways and the hard-packed, mostly, roads and not getting stuck ever. This game is all about mud and dirt and rough off-road terrain. Here is a very fancy Russian fuel station out in the wilds, and then we're going to click this. We're going to land right on this portal, and this will take us to the quarry in Tamir, Russian Federation. So luckily the first upgrade is right here. So that's awesome. Did a little research and found out where all of these are, so I don't waste time. I want to just go straight to that little blue blop right there in the water. Anytime there's an upgrade, there's a little wrecked car, a scrapped car, looks like scrapped parts, and that's kind of the symbol for where upgrades are. So that's exactly where it is on the map. I just need to head there. So of course the map looks nice and neat, but when you look at it in real life, it's not so nice and neat. It's muddy, and I just don't want to get stuck. Getting stuck is part of the game. One piece of advice for those of you who may be considering playing this, I highly recommend it. It's super fun. Always head towards a power pole or tree, something you can winch to. So you just never know when you need to throw a winch around something and pull yourself out. So you can pull from all different sides, but if you're not close to anything that's anchorable, you're done. You're pretty much done. And there are ways you can bring another truck in and try to pull yourself out. And oh my gosh, it's, with these maps being so big, that could take hours. So here we are at the upgrade location, the Asov AM8153 engine, which is really cool. Now you can't install it out in the woods, out in the wild. You have to then go back and purchase it. You're just discovering it, basically, opening it up. I left this part of the video in because it shows how easy it is to get stuck. I'm trying to back out of here, and immediately, and reverse is never as good as forward, but just decided instead of trying to do a 180, I would just back out. But I got stuck. So what you do is you select winch and select one of those little dots on your truck. Those are winch points, and then you choose what you'd like to winch to. Depending on, there's a lot of strategy there, depending on which direction. I just want to go straight back, so I just picked the furthest straight back tree. And if it can pull me, so I'm holding it on Y, which is the winch motor, as well as the right trigger on my control, which is my accelerator going backwards. And if you do this right here, you can disconnect, just hit B, disconnect the winch, and you can keep going. And that keeps your momentum going so you don't have to stop. Chances are you'll get stuck again. So that's just something I have learned over the months of playing it. So I'm going to back out here, and right here I'm thinking I'll just do a 180 right here. And then I realize, nah, the road's right there. I'll just go ahead and take it to the road and turning and head the other direction. So the goal here, I have the first upgrade. Now the goal is to get to the second upgrade, but that's all the way across the map to another portal, which takes me to Zimengorsk, which is another map. So I've got a ways to go. One thing I want to pay attention to is my fuel. So if there aren't very many fuel stops, and one thing that I didn't show or share on video right before I got here, I ran out of gas. I had no choice but to start over, or just to restore to the nearest garage. So, well, not even the nearest garage. You can restore yourself to the nearest garage that you've found. So unfortunately, that took me back a couple maps, and it was another hour or so of playing just to get back to this point. So I'm reminding myself, always check my gas. You can see right now I just filled up 93 gallons out of 93. Burning 0.7 gallons per minute, or mile, I think it's minute, and that's not great. So it does burn fast. I've got to find the best way across the map. There's the quarry that this map is famous for, and there are several tunnels or portals to take me to Zimengorsk. One thing I didn't know at the time, because I am doing this audio after the fact, I need something from the quarry that I didn't know. Wish I would have known, because I'll be back. I go right past the quarry, just headed towards Zimengorsk. So keep that in mind. If you're playing the game and you haven't done this mission yet, that might be wise, because you have everything you need to go pick up what you need. I'm not going to tell you what it is quite yet. So we're headed now. I'm not including all. I'm maybe 20% of the video. I'm including here. Most of it I'm cutting out. Some of it I'll speed up. But I do want to just kind of share what the terrain is like. This is a spot that I need to get through to get to Zimengorsk. And I'm trying to pound my way through there, not even really realizing there's a reason there's that yellow box right there. It is a task. And the task is it's called Clear the Way, which if I would just take a moment and check out, all I have to do is hit X right now, show task. It'll say Clear the Way. And that would basically tell me, oh, okay, I'm not going to get through here until I do that task. So this is what comes up in this game a lot. In order for you to accomplish one thing, you have to do two others. And you end up just all over the place. It's crazy. Maybe a little frustrating at times, but it's the game. So I just don't give up. I try to keep pounding through, but I realize that's not going to happen. So I'm looking at the map, and I can see right there, it says clearing the way. Right there. Right there. Ding, ding, ding. Clearing the way. Just didn't really pay much attention to that. So I decide I'm going to find my way around. So I'm going to put it in reverse, and I'm going to see if I can just go around this barricade of rocks. So looking over here, I see there's some barbed wire fence, and I'm realizing maybe there isn't a way. And then guess what? I roll the truck, stall the engine. You can't restart it. You can't winch it. So guess what? I had to go all the way back 2 maps back, and here's the first time I ran out of gas, had to go back 2 maps. This time I rolled, had to go back 2 maps. It was another hour to get me back here. And then not only did I have to get through the quarry, but I had to get back to that same corner. I did eventually find another route around that. I didn't do that task. I found another way that took me to the Zimengorsk map. So here we are in Zimengorsk, and what I want to do is find the upgrade. That's all I need to do. Unfortunately, I have not done hardly any of this map at all, as you can see, like none of it. And so you get this little circle, and that's called the Fog of War, made famous by a lot of strategy games early in the 70s and 80s. It only reveals the map once you travel to the map, and it's just a genius thing. So what we're going to do here is just to see if we can get to the part of the map where I know the upgrade is. So I've gone ahead and mapped it, so I know where it is, but I can't see it. It's not open yet. So here I'm just going ahead and just triggering objectives. You have to drive over these yellow squares to trigger it. So that'll put it in my list of possible tasks or challenges later on if I bother coming back to Russia. I'm kind of excited to get out of here, honestly. So here's another one on the side of the road. So anytime you can just kind of swing through it, all you have to do is say show task. That's it. I don't even think you have to push it. I think it'll just trigger it once you drive on it. That one's called documentary film, so that might be interesting. But again, right now I'm just super focused on upgrades. That's all I want. I've been working on this, and so many blockades and challenges and rolling the truck and running out of gas, and then I took months off because I was a little frustrated with it. So here's more of the map. And the fastest way to open up the map is not just to drive everywhere. It's to get to the watchtowers. There are usually 4 or so watchtowers around the map. And here I'm going to go up this road to get to one. If you can get to it, and right at the base, you'll see a little blue square. If you can get to that blue square, it opens up that section of the map, including all of the objectives and buildings, upgrades. It'll just say upgrade right on the map. So that's the best way to unveil everything. One episode I did months ago on this game, what I did is a brand new map, and my goal was just to get to the watchtowers. And so that's all I did on that video, was just get to the watchtowers. Some of them are pretty easy. They're right off the side of the road. This one's not bad. A little bit steep road, a little bit muddy, but I'm just going to get to this little blue square. And watchtower opened. You get 50 experience points, 50 stars, and you can either watch or skip the little cutscene. So that helps a lot. We'll take a look at the map now. That opened up a ton of that map. However, none of it looks like where the upgrade is. Unfortunately, the upgrade is still in the dark side of the map. So, interesting little Russian symbol here with the old factory and a lighthouse in the distance. That was kind of an interesting viewpoint there. So we're crawling around trying to trigger as much of the map as possible. Here we've got another one right here. We'll just pull right into that little blue square. You also have to be careful if you pound rocks too hard. You can do a lot of damage to your truck, and over time you'll lose the ability to shift or to go very fast. So you have to be kind of careful. So part of the fun, part of the challenge. Now that opened up a lot of the map, but again, I'm looking for a certain. I have on my other monitor. I had a. It's down in that dark area. Of course it is, and I have to get across this river. But there's a bridge out. So here we go. There's the Zimengorsk bridge recovery task. So I have to trigger this before I can even get to where I want to go. I have to go get 2 loads of concrete from, guess where? The quarry, which is on an entirely different map back where I was before. So, here we go. Let's speed this bad boy up. Let's just get there. Don't have the patience. So we're flying now. All right, back to the quarry. Boom! Back to the quarry. We go around. We're heading over the mountains through the mud, trying to find the best place, trying to get stuck, triggering everything I can trigger, and trying to find the quarry so that I can go down and get some concrete. So 2 loads of concrete. So there's the quarry. Here I am on the edge of the quarry, and it looks like kind of a spiral roadway that goes down into it. So I'm not going to, even though I'm tempted just to like barrel down the mountain there, I'm sure it's not wise. So I'm going to be smart. I slowed this down just to show you what it was like getting down into the quarry. There's a couple really sharp corners. Right there was another road coming up, but I decided not to try to make that turn. And I can see where I need to go, over towards that yellow square. And this road looks like it goes right there. So here is where I'm thinking, it looks like I could just slide down that hill. So tempting. Like, that's where I am. That's where I need to go. Maybe I'll just slide down. But then I remind myself, okay, if I roll, how many maps do I have to go back and do this all over again? Which I don't want to do, and that's why months can go by between sessions of playing, because I just like, okay, I can't deal with it. So I want to be super smart, play this right, don't roll, don't run out of gas. I still have 87 gallons out of 93. So I'm doing great there. Just have to make sure I protect the truck. Now, concrete's going to be super heavy. Hopefully I can get 2 loads in one. Whatever it is, 2 pieces of concrete in one load. I do have a big truck bed, so we're hoping for that. Kind of a sharp corner here. Don't want to bash into that building, so I'm going to, again, play it safe. Work my way over to the concrete pad. Also, there's a trailer, so if I need a flatbed. And here we can just load concrete. It's a concrete slab. So load it. It looks like 2 pieces, so that's exactly what I needed. Now we're going to head out of the quarry and have to go all the way back to the bridge, the broken bridge on the other map, Zimengorsk. All right, so the first thing we got in the quarry was the fine-tuned engine. Come back next time, we will tackle another one. For now, Mr. Johns is out.